Hello, this is Fraser Anderson from the investment team at Vestigo Ventures. Today, I'm joined by our co-founder and general partner, Dave Blundin. Dave, it's been a while. Great to have you back on camera. As some of our viewers may know, a couple of weeks ago, we had the first annual Vestigo CEO dinner, which both of us were able to attend. So I hope you've come ready to share some of your insights.
Absolutely, always.
Excellent. Now, as someone who has started more companies than were even represented at the CEO dinner, what were the common themes or patterns you observed as the Vestigo portfolio CEOs discussed their businesses?
A bunch of things. So, big one, engineering hiring. A lot of the companies are growing very quickly. One of the things that I've noticed is that computer science graduates in the US are flat to down over the last 10 years, and the internet economy, the fintech economy has grown tremendously, so the demand for engineers is through the roof. We know that Google and Facebook and Apple have hired 10,000 plus great engineers. That sucks them out of the economy. So I think they're all very comfortable with their early stage co-founders being very tech savvy, but then how do you build your engineering organization as you grow very, very quickly? A lot of these companies are growing very quickly. So where do you go to find engineers? We have a couple portfolio companies on the West Coast, and it's really acute out there. Then we have a couple on the East Coast. It's a little bit easier out here. So that was a very fertile topic for them. Some of the West Coast companies are thinking maybe I set up East Coast offices. All of them are thinking international. How do I take advantage of international? So that was a big topic that I think everybody, no matter what their line of business was, everybody shared that same common ground. Other topics that I hear a lot of, AI, blockchain. Does blockchain touch every type of company or just a subset? The AI toolkits and other open source toolkits, billions of dollars of R&D in those toolkits. What do you use? What don't you use? What platforms do you start from? Very, very fertile conversations on those topics shared by all the CEOs.
That's absolutely fantastic. And is there any broad advice you'd give all the CEOs? If it's easier, you can focus on the B2C plays.
Yeah. One thing you see in a lot of the companies, there are role model companies that are going from inception to $1 billion of revenue in 5 years or less. And so studying those companies, what do they do, how did they do it? So keep your head up. Stay focused on whatever you're doing for your company. You want to stick with it, you want to stay focused on it, but keep your head up at the same time and study other business models that are emerging. There are always pathways that you can learn from. And so there are a lot of electronic tools now too that allow you to dig in on companies. So use PitchBook, use SimilarWeb, use the other online tools to research business models and be aware of all business models that work. So there's a big refactoring of the economy going on now in the Uber world. So you're going to hear the word Uberization a lot going forward. And so a lot of industries are being transformed very, very quickly with either the internet or new media on one end and then Uberization of the workforce, gig economy on the other end. And so those changes are really, really accelerating now. So studying all of those changes is important too.
That's great. That resonates with something our mutual friend Sam from Accomplice told us, to make sure we're always studying and collecting playbooks. So I love that.
Yep.
And lastly, I'm going to ask you to make a prediction for next year. If scaling engineering resources dominated the conversation this year, what will the CEOs be talking about next year as the companies mature?
I think they're going to be talking about the success stories of younger and younger, highly successful entrepreneurs. So they all know the personalities now, right? In the old days, people would kind of know a company like an Oracle or an Apple. Now they know the story of Travis Kalanick or Andrew Mason or Dara Khosrowshahi. They actually know the personalities underneath the stories. I think next year they're going to be talking a lot about different avenues, open source toolkits, methodologies that allowed these personalities to get from wherever they were to great success very, very quickly. And I think they'll be talking a lot about TensorFlow, they'll be talking a lot about blockchain, because I already saw that at this year's meeting, and they were sort of scratching the surface of it. So next year I think they're going to be talking about use cases that emerged over the course of the year that actually turned into real live companies that are already succeeding. So these guys took the TensorFlow toolkit, AI toolkit, and turned it into a store where you can grab something off the shelf and the AI recognizes that you've got it and bills you. Mm-hmm. That's already happening. Other use cases like that, there's a drone that sits on the roof of your house, little, 4-propeller drone, and it just sits there and charges in the sun unless somebody walks up to your house, and then it takes off and starts filming. And that already exists. And so they're becoming more aware of these things. Some of them turn into great businesses. Last year it was conceptual. Next year it's going to be, can you believe these guys grew this much and made this much revenue? And so that'll be, I think, a big topic at the dinner next year.
Excellent. Well, there you have it. Thanks so much for your time, Dave. And I can't wait to follow up on a bunch of these ideas over the course of the fall.
All right.
Awesome.
Great, Fraser. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.